students, welcome to today's session of our talk on how to crack multiple choice question test. First part of the session I will devote to tips, tricks and techniques for cracking CBT exams. Okay. Now all exams are CBT, computer based and multiple choice. Normally these tests, they are done at the specified centers, as far as testing is done by NTA and other Indian agencies. But of late, these testing of GMAT is now can be done by students sitting at their homes itself, We are not yet, the technology is same, but the technique is different. In future, you may also be taking your test from your home only. You may not have to go to the designated centers for taking the competitive examinations. Maybe another 2 years or so, that is all being done by artificial intelligence by the testing agency. Well, to start the session, whatever I'll be talking to you will be out of my personal experience, Like you, I have also undertaken many multiple choice question tests. After doing my post-graduation in mathematics, I started applying for jobs. And during my time, most of the jobs were in banking because banking was expanding very fast. That was the period of 75, 76, when Madam Indira Gandhi was our Prime Minister and she had nationalized banking, and she had focused on rural banking. And for rural banking, lot many vacancies were coming, and lot many graduates, postgraduates, they were attracted to this sector. It was quite a highly paid sector at that particular time, and most of you may not be aware that the salary. Can Krishna, you put off your mic? Can you mute yourself, Krishna? There's a lot of noise from your end. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So at that time, banking was a very paying sector, highest paid sector, and the salary drawn by a bank officer was more than that of an IAS officer. So I was also tempted to go for banking, and my personal banking experience, keep apart the practical experience in bank, but before entering the bank, the experience of taking the test, the same pattern, MCQ test, it was very interesting. So I'll be sharing the anecdotes as I go ahead during my talks. So first and the foremost thing that you have to do when you go to take this MCQ test, please read the instructions given in the booklet or on the computer. Because now the tests are computer based, there are no written instructions. So all the instructions are there on your computer screen only. So my first suggestion to each one of you is that you have enough time before you start the test. Please read the instructions carefully. Why I insist for reading the instructions is that there are 2-3 things, about which you have to be very, very careful and very, very clear. First thing is negative marking. Whether the exam you are undertaking, there is negative marking or not, that has to be ascertained. 100% you should be aware that whether there is a negative marking, and number 2, if there is negative marking, what is the weightage? In some examinations, you will find the weightage is 0.25, meaning thereby that if for a correct answer you get 1 mark, for a wrong answer you get -1/4 marks. Okay? And in some tests, the weightage of wrong marks is slightly higher and it is 0.33. Means for every correct answer you get 1 mark and for every wrong answer you get -1/3 marks. So higher the weightage of wrong marks, more careful you need to be, because one wrong answer does not earn you -1/4 mark. It reduces your marks by 1 and 1/4 or 1 and 1/4. Why? Because if you attempt a question, that means you know how to do that question. And if you know how to do that question, or if you know the answer, if you know the methodology of doing that question, that means in all probability you would have done it rightly. For reason X or reason Y, you got the wrong answer. Okay? So what you really lose is not 1/4 marks. What you lose is 1 and 1/4 mark. Okay? So wrong answers have to be understood in this perspective, that you do not lose 1/4 mark for a wrong answer. In fact, you lose 1 and 1/4 mark for every wrong answer. Okay? That is how you have to perceive wrong answers. And the lesson to be learned from this is that number of your wrong answers should be as minimum as possible. I know it is just not possible that all of your answers would be correct. It is just not possible. To err is human. Man is likely to make mistakes, Mistake can be of different kinds. We'll be discussing those different kinds of mistakes as well. But those number of mistakes should be minimum. And how to make and minimize your mistakes, I'll give you some tips for that also. Okay, first lesson, read instructions carefully and be very, very clear about weightage of wrong answers. Okay, now I go to the next tip. See, before taking the examination, in the notification, you get the format of the examination or format of the test. Normally, there are 4 sections in every CBT or MCQ examination. And those 4 components are English, quant, reasoning, general awareness. In some examinations, you have some additional, components like computer aptitude or banking awareness or knowledge of economics. And for example, in your CUCET, the science courses, you have to prepare and take exams for physics, chemistry, mathematics, or biology. But there are 4 basic components in almost all tests. Almost. There may be certain exceptions. English, reasoning, quant, and general awareness. General awareness, sometimes they call as general knowledge also, though the two are not same. They are quite different according to me. General knowledge covers, its ambit is huge, it carries questions on environment, it carries questions on history, it carries questions on geology, it carries questions on sociology, on your constitution, on civics, on polity. I mean, GK is endless. But when it comes to general awareness is confined to awareness of things around you. It can be environment, it can be science, it can be sports, it can be honors, etc., etc. And when we talk of general awareness, mostly the questions that are asked from you are questions on events of about last 1 or 1.5 years. That is normally the period which is covered, It is neither very old and not the latest one, because when the paper is prepared, the papers are prepared almost 3 months in advance. So that way you can go 3 months back, and from there another 1.5 year back. That means almost coverage of 2 years. If you are able to cover events of the last 2 years, you can do very well in your general awareness part. Now, this general awareness part is something which makes or mars your performance. आपकी performance में जिसको कहते हैं 4 चांद भी लगा सकते हो आप, और आप अगर आपने out of 25, if you get score not 15 minimum, that means you are going for a big risk. So my second advice to you is, please look into the events of the past 2 years. You are not asked events on politics. Politics is something which is never asked in examinations. Polity is something different. Polity means civics, that relates to constitution, that relates to rights, duties, okay, liberties, okay, all those things. But politics is party politics. These are never asked. So besides polity, sports, awards, major events, scientific researches, scientific awards, technology, books, authors, all these things, and then awards in literature, Nobel Prizes. I mean, there is n number of things, which keep on happening, then your environment, then your diseases like your pandemic this time, COVID, will definitely get a question or two from this pandemic. In every exam that we observed, 1 or 2 questions are coming on pandemic itself and its treatment and so many other things related to it. So what I want to tell you is that please go through events of the last 1.5 to 2 years. It will help you a lot. And if you can do 5 questions more than the others, you simply go above the ladder by thousands of, ranks. You go above the ladder in thousands of ranks. When it comes to rank wise, you are 1,000 rank above. So please focus on general awareness. It is not at all tough. If you have a reading habit, you in fact need not prepare for it at all. But if you don't have a reading habit, you don't listen to newspaper, you don't read the newspaper, you don't have the habit of looking and knowing what is happening around you, then you need to go back and check these events and all other things for the last 1.5 years. We have current affairs section ready for the last 1.5 years, all those events, major events, awards, honors, etc. If you want to pursue that, you will take hardly 3 or 4 hours and you can know all the events of the last 1.5 years. If you're interested, you can go to our website and you can have a full detailed knowledge of that. Okay, I'll go next to the different components. Now, as I said, there are 4 important components, and I can bet no one has the same competency level in all the 4 segments. No one. For someone, English is strong. For me, quant was strong because I did my post-graduation in mathematics. I was very poor in general awareness because we were all, being science student, we were focused on our study of our core subject. So never read newspapers. So we were very poor in general awareness. But I was very strong in mathematics. But then there is another interesting story. Before I come to that, I'll share with you the third thing, the third advice, and that is doing your SWOT analysis. Do you know what is SWOT analysis? Any one of you? I'd like to hear from any one of you.
Weakness.
Good. W is for weakness. What about the other?
Opportunity, threat.
Very good. SWOT stands for strength, S for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunity, and T for threat. When I say do your SWOT analysis, that means do analysis of your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities you have or you are likely to have, and the threats you are likely to face in these tests as well as in your future life. Well, we are confined to this test only, so we'll say SWOT analysis for this particular examination or all other examinations which you are likely to take in for your admission process or for jobs which you will do in another 3 to 5 years. Well, why this SWOT analysis and how do you do it? First, I'll tell you the methodology for doing the SWOT analysis. What you have to do your SWOT analysis is that you have to take a mock test. आप जो भी एग्जाम देने जा रहे हैं उसका एक मॉक टेस्ट अटेम्प्ट करिएगा. हमारे टाइम पर, आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू ऑफ द ईयर 76 व्हेन आई हैड टेकन दिस टेस्ट फॉर प्रोबेशनरी ऑफिसर फॉर बैंकिंग, द मॉक टेस्ट वर वेरी फ्यू. स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स होती थी, उनके क्वेश्चंस होते थे, वही करते थे. और मॉक टेस्ट उस समय नया फिनोमिना था. देयर वर नॉट मेनी मॉक टेस्ट अवेलेबल. They were available but very few in numbers. So अभी तो पूरी बारात है. आप अगर एक मॉक टेस्ट करना चाहो तो आपको इंटरनेट के ऊपर you will get at least 100 mock tests of that particular examination which you are likely to take. कोई भी एक, जब आपको अगर अपना अच्छा एनालिसिस करना है, सही एनालिसिस करना है, तो एक टेस्ट चुन लीजिए एंड प्रेफरेबली चूज दैट टेस्ट टू बी द प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर. कारण ये है कि जो प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर होता है वो एक एक्चुअल बैरोमीटर होता है आपको टेस्ट करने का, क्योंकि आपका अगला टेस्ट भी मोर और लेस उसी पैटर्न पर आने वाला है. तो जब आप वो एक मॉक टेस्ट करेंगे और उस मॉक टेस्ट को आपको जब भी करने का है, डोंट डू इट इन इंटरवल्स. Do it in a single sitting as if you are doing in your examination. क्योंकि जब तक आप उस एनवायरमेंट में नहीं टेस्ट करेंगे मॉक टेस्ट को, तब तक आपको ये नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा कि आपकी स्पीड कितनी है, आपकी एक्यूरेसी कितनी है. एक बार आपने जब टेस्ट ले लिया तो आजकल जो मॉक टेस्ट हैं, ज्यादातर जो वेबसाइट्स के ऊपर आप मॉक टेस्ट लेते हो, उसमें आपका इंस्टेंट स्कोर आ जाता है. इंस्टेंट स्कोर के साथ साथ आपका आपने कितने क्वेश्चन सही किए, कितने गलत किए, कितने आपने अटेम्प्ट नहीं किए, दैट आल्सो यू गेट टू नो. एम आई राइट? और आपको सेक्शन वाइज भी आपका एनालिसिस मिल जाता है कि आपका क्वांट में इतने क्वेश्चंस किए, इतने गलत थे. इंग्लिश में आपने इतने क्वेश्चंस किए, इतने सही थे. सेम वे द अदर टू सेगमेंट्स. जब आपके पास सेगमेंट वाइज आपका रिजल्ट आ गया तो आपको वहां से पता लग जाता है कि मेरे कौन से स्ट्रॉन्ग एरियाज हैं और कौन से मेरे वीक एरियाज हैं. अब क्या करना है उसके बाद? वंस यू हैव डन योर SWOT एनालिसिस, नाउ comes the other two parts. Strengths and weaknesses you have known after taking your mock test. अब है अपॉर्चुनिटीज. अब अपॉर्चुनिटी क्या है आपके पास? अपॉर्चुनिटी ये है आपके पास, चूंकि आपने अपना SWOT एनालिसिस कर लिया, अब आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी ये है कि अपने स्ट्रॉन्ग एरियाज को आपको और स्ट्रॉन्ग कर सकते हो, और जो आपके वीक एरियाज हैं, यू कैन कन्वर्ट देम इनटू योर स्ट्रेंथ्स. Okay, convert your weaknesses into your strengths. So that is the opportunity you get after the mock test. And what is the threat? Can anyone tell me what is the threat in the examination you are undertaking? Anyone? I want to know it from you. What is the threat?
Improper time management.
Very good. That is one. I want to ask another one. There is one more important threat. And that is what decides how you will go ahead with your preparation. Anyone? Time management. Wonderful. Time management is something at the core of taking these MCQ tests. Threat is, the large number of students that are undertaking the tests along with you. We are a highly populated country. आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा, आजकल जब जॉब मार्केट में लोग टेस्ट देते हैं, एसबीआई का मुझे आज भी फिगर याद है. हम बच्चों को एसबीआई क्लर्क्स और ऑफिसर्स की प्रेपरेशन कराते थे क्लासरूम के अंदर. 1000 अफसरों की नौकरी के लिए, 1000 भी नहीं निकलती कभी अफसर की नौकरी, तो 600, 700, 800 निकलती थी उस जमाने में. 25 लाख स्टूडेंट्स अपीयर होते थे फॉर 1000 पोस्ट, 20 lakh students. This is the threat. यानी कि अगर 2500 पोस्ट हो तो इसका मतलब 1000 स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर जो अपीयर होते थे, सिर्फ एक जॉब होती थी. अगर 2500 जॉब्स हो तो उतनी भी जॉब मान लो, तो 2500 स्टूडेंट्स एक जॉब के लिए हंट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द बिगेस्ट थ्रेट, और उस थ्रेट से आपको अपने आप को हमेशा अवेयर रखना है, इसलिए कि आप कोई 10th का, 12th का या ग्रेजुएशन का एग्जाम नहीं देने जा रहे हैं. आप वो एग्जाम देने जा रहे हैं जिसके अंदर आपको 100 में से, 200 में से, when it comes to university, the number of the courses are too many and number of seats are too many. पर फिर भी जो हम देखा है हमने, आज की तारीख में भी ऐसा है कि एक एडमिशन के लिए 100 बच्चे जो हैं वो अप्लाई करते हैं और टेस्ट देते हैं. सो दिस इज अ थ्रेट. यू हैव टू बी 1 out of 100 who is selected. Means your score should be better than the other 99. Am I right? This figure for you, for students who are taking admissions in university, it's not that bad. I know it is not that bad, because in Delhi University alone there are 60,000 seats, and so is that. So it is alike in all other universities. So number of seats are huge. So competition is not that tough. Maybe for 50 students or maybe for 40 students, one will be selected. So threat is there, but it is not that serious when it comes to admissions. So don't be terrified. I don't want to terrify you. So this is the threat. So I have discussed with you, and this SWOT analysis will differ from person to person. As I said, someone may have very strong quant, but very poor English. Some may be having very good English, but he may be very poor in arithmetic or the quant part. So once you have done this SWOT analysis, you know where you have to strengthen. And if you are already strong, you have to focus a little bit more on that particular area, because that is your strength and that will take you above many more competitors. Okay? If you score, say, out of 25, 18 marks, strive to improve it to 22. Am I right? That is what I mean by by making your strong areas bit more stronger. Now, once you know your weak areas and once you know your strengths, the focus has to be on your weak areas. I go step by step. Suppose quant is your weak area. That is a problem with most of the students because mathematics is a subject most of us are fearful about. बहुत डर लगता है सबको. क्यों डर लगता है मुझे नहीं मालूम, because I found it to be most interesting subject. शायद डर का कारण ये होगा कि आपको अर्थमेटिक कभी अच्छी तरीके से आपके टीचर्स ने सिखाया नहीं. अर्थमेटिक के अगर आप बेसिक जो आपसे देखिए मैथमेटिक्स में कुछ नहीं पूछा जाता. यू आर सिंपली आस्क्ड अर्थमेटिक, सिंपल अर्थमेटिक. यू आर आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस ऑन नंबर्स. आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे बोर्ड्स के, टाइम एंड डिस्टेंस के, मिक्सचर्स के, स्पीड, टाइम एंड डिस्टेंस के, और प्रोबेबिलिटी इन सम एडवांस्ड एग्जामिनेशंस. सब एग्जाम्स में तो नहीं आती प्रोबेबिलिटी. Some permutation and combination also you face in some of the examinations, or simple questions on mensuration of areas and volumes. But then profit and loss, percentages, interest. ये क्या है? 10वीं क्लास का मैथमेटिक्स होता है. ये 12वीं क्लास का मैथमेटिक्स भी नहीं होता है. 10वीं क्लास का मैथमेटिक्स होता है जो आपने पढ़ा हुआ है. और 10वीं का मैथमेटिक्स में कहता हूं वो फिर भी मुश्किल होता है, क्योंकि आपको अगर 4 आसान क्वेश्चंस होते थे तो एंड में जाके 11 क्वेश्चंस वर डिफिकल्ट, वेयर देयर वर लॉट ऑफ कैलकुलेशंस. बट फॉर्चुनेटली व्हेन इट कम्स टू एमसीक्यू द कैलकुलेशंस आर वेरी वेरी सिंपल. दे आर नेवर लॉन्ग कैलकुलेशंस. तो लॉन्ग कैलकुलेशंस में गलती ज्यादा होती है. अगर कैलकुलेशंस ज्यादा नहीं हो तो गलती होने का चांस कम रहता है. क्वांट में अगर अपने आप को आपको स्ट्रांग करना है तो क्वांट में स्ट्रांग करने के लिए आपको बेसिक मैथमेटिक्स और बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ ए पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, सिर्फ आपको उतना आपको वर्क अपॉन करना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं छोटे से एग्जाम्पल, आई विल नॉट गो इन डेप्थ इन एनी पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट. मान लीजिए आपको टाइम एंड वर्क का क्वेश्चन है और आपसे, I mean the kind of questions they are normally asked is that if A does a work in 30 days and B does a work in 60 days, if they work together, then in how much time they can complete the work? Am I right? You get, this is very simple question. तो टाइम एंड वर्क में एक सिंपल, अगर आपको फंडा मालूम है तो टाइम एंड वर्क का कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो, आप उसको एक सिंपल फंडा से अगर आपका मालूम है तो आप सब क्वेश्चंस कर लोगे. कुछ भी नहीं याद करना, कोई फार्मूला नहीं है, कोई टिप नहीं है, कोई ट्रिक नहीं है. एंड द बेसिक फंडा टू रिमेंबर इन क्वेश्चंस ऑफ टाइम एंड वर्क इज कि जब भी आपको ये स्टेटमेंट दिया होगा ए completes a work in 30 days, you have to simply calculate A's 1 day's work. उसका एक दिन का कितना पोर्शन उसने काम का किया वो आपको निकाल लेना है. जो काम अगर A 30 दिन में करता है तो 1/30 पार्ट ही विल डू इन 1 डे. रोज 1/30 करेगा तो 1/30 into 30 पूरा 1 वर्क हो जाएगा. ये सेकंड फंडा है कि जो भी काम होगा, हम काम जो है उसको हमेशा 1 मानते हैं. कंप्लीट वर्क इज डिनोटेड बाय नंबर 1. ओके, सेम वे विद बी 1/60. सो 1/30 was दोनों का अगर मिला के अगर करेंगे तो 1/30 प्लस 1/60 that comes to 3/60, that comes to 1/20. तो दोनों का मिला के एक दिन का काम 1/20 हुआ. अब इसका उल्टा करिए, अगर एक दिन में 1/20th पार्ट किया तो कितने दिन में काम पूरा होगा? 1/20 का रेसिप्रोकल ले लीजिए. आप रेसिप्रोकल लेंगे तो वो आएगा 20. That means A and B will complete the work in 20 days. Any question on time and work, just follow this principle, just follow this funda. आपका कभी क्वेश्चन गलत नहीं होगा. Now, same thing goes with your this pipes and cisterns. A pipe fills a tank in 20 minutes. B pipe fills the same in 10 minutes. Together they are opened. In how much time the cistern will be filled? जो फंडा आपने टाइम एंड वर्क में लगाया वही फंडा आपको पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स में लगाना है, and you will get your answer. So what I am trying to bring to your knowledge is that don't be afraid of arithmetic. Quant is nothing but arithmetic. Simple, basic mathematical concepts which you have learned up to your class 12th. The only thing is just learn the basics very well. Learn them with total clarity. And if you can get an expert who can guide you about these basic fundas, same with time, with the speed and distance, same with trains, boats, everything, simple one or two basic facts you should know, and you can solve any damn question. But learn from the experts. They know the basics, they know the fundas, they make you know the fundas, and they make things simpler for you. Okay, I'll go to the next one. Reasoning part. Reasoning part is nothing but basic common sense. Your mind, how logically you can think, that is what reasoning is all about. May it be analogy, may it be odd man out, may it be reasoning, may it be Venn diagram, may it be syllogism. Everything is nothing but simple logic. Again, if you understand these simple logics of different concepts which are asked in your examination, I promise you, you will get highest marks in reasoning part. It is nothing but simple in testing of your IQ, means intelligent quotient, means ability to think logically as far as reasoning goes. So this is one area where you can score very high over your competitors, because see, nothing is difficult once you know the core of it, once you understand the logic of it, once you know the basics of it. So knowing the basics, that is what is most important for undertaking all these MCQ based examinations. I have discussed with you about general awareness. About English, there is not much I would like to talk about because I'm not an expert. But language is not easy to learn in a short period. You cannot learn language in a short period of 1 month or 2 months. If you have to improve language, any language it may be English, Tamil, Hindi, or any other language, French, German, it takes very long time. In fact, we have studied you must have studied for 12 years. And even now you do not use your grammar or know your grammar complete. You make mistakes. Am I right? And that is why most of the students do not get good marks in English part of this MCQ examination. So in a short period, what you can improve is grammar. In fact, there are only two components in which you are tested as far as English is concerned. You are tested for reading comprehension ability, and you are tested for your grammar skills. That how correctly you write sentences. Your part of common errors or knowledge of idioms or close test or choice of a proper tense, in a particular sentence. So these are all the things which are related to grammar. If you have grasp of grammar, if you have grasp of different tenses, verbs, adjectives, and their use, you can score pretty high. And if you are not good, I wish you are good at it, but if you are not good at it, please improve through mock tests. More and more mock tests you do, you get to know your weaknesses. It can be in any area of English, maybe use of nodal models or phrasals or tenses, verbs, adverbs. Am I right? But you can definitely improve yourself. Of course, vocabulary is something which is always paramount when it comes to language, and vocabulary does not come to you within a short period. You must have had good vocabulary because you have all studied at least 12 years of schooling, and English has been a part of your curriculum for all 12 years, for majority of you. But still, we have seen that vocabulary of the students is not as good as it should be after passing out your 10+2. So, again, it is something on which you cannot, work overnight. It comes consistently, People will give different advice for building up your vocabulary. But I have one simple advice for you. Read something daily. If you cannot read, or if you have not developed the habit of reading, then listen to TV, listen on your internet. And when you listen, you will find there are certain words which you don't know. You don't know meaning of those words. Okay. For example, in this Afghanistan, crisis and chaos that you are seeing day in, day out, you will say so many new words emerging out. Evacuees, okay, chaos, peril, then so many words you will be seeing, new words that are coming. Innocuous, etc., etc. Now, all these words which you hear, even if you don't read, you are hearing those words. Please, you have got, in our times, you used to refer to dictionaries, turning the pages, of the dictionaries and finding their meanings. But now you have your mobile on your fingertips, you can find meaning of any word you don't understand. And mind you, just don't understand the meaning. Just don't know the meaning. Please learn how to use that particular word. Maybe in that particular sentence that you have heard, or make a new sentence on your own. That is how you not only build your vocabulary, you strengthen your vocabulary, because once you know the meaning, then you have to learn how to use it in various ways. Okay, that was about English part. The last component of this talk, I have taken much more time than I had thought of, which is about more than 35 minutes. I'll take another 5 minutes. Do you know what is formula of success? A very famous quote. Will anyone quote it for me? Very famous quote of success. Yes? Any one of you? Abhirami, can you come out with it? What is the formula of success? Chirag, Radhika, yes, any one of you. It is a simple equation, mathematical equation. Yes. Please come out.
Talent to achievement.
Pardon?
skill into effort equals to achievement.
Okay, good. I'll tell you what is that equation. 100% success is equal to 100% of success is equal to 99% of perspiration and 1% of inspiration. पुराने लोग कहते थे ना, मेहनत करो मेहनत करो मेहनत करो, कुछ बनना है तो मेहनत करो. So they used to say पसीना बहाओ. Perspiration means पसीना बहाना. 99% perspiration है, 99% hard work है और 1% inspiration. What is inspiration? Motivation. What is the motivation for you to come to this session? The motivation for you is to learn skills, how to crack the exam you are going to take. You are motivated to pass this. You are motivated to get the best college, the best university. That 1% you have shown, 99% remains, and that has to come through your hard work. But when it comes to hard work, now with the passage of time, the meaning of hard work has also changed. Hard work does not mean आप 12 घंटे रोज पढ़िए. कोई जरूरत नहीं है 12 घंटे पढ़ने की. 4-5 घंटे पढ़ के आप बड़े मजे से एग्जाम क्रैक कर सकते हो. Now they say it is not hard work that is needed, it is smart work that is needed. And what is smart work? If it comes to your examination, for you, what is smart work? Can anyone elaborate? Yes, please come forward. You are all brilliant girls and boys. What is smart work? और आपको एग्जाम क्रैक करने के लिए आप कैसे स्मार्ट वर्क करोगे? Particularly in the last phase of your preparation. अभी आपका लास्ट फेज आ रहा है प्रेपरेशन का. आप प्रेपरेशन तो 2 महीने 3 महीने पहले से आपने स्टार्ट कर दी, जो भी इंटेलिजेंट हैं. बिकॉज द इंटेलिजेंट डोंट वेट फॉर द D-Day, they prepare well in advance. Smart work is at this point of time, it means prepare through mock tests. आपको बड़ा एक इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जाम्पल सुनाता हूं और उसी के साथ मैं कंक्लूड भी कर दूंगा. दैट इज द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ माय टॉक. 1-2 टिप्स और भी हैं, देखेंगे, नहीं तो उसको कंक्लूड कर देंगे. ये जो है मैं अपने पर्टिकुलरली मेरे साथ जो हुआ वो आपके साथ शेयर कर रहा हूं, एंड दैट मे बी रेलेवेंट फॉर यू एज वेल. As I shared with you, I was very good in mathematics. So quant part I always used to take it like this. अरे इसमें क्या है, तो 25 आएंगे ना, 25 out of 25, ये तो गारंटी है. बाकी के अंदर देखने का है क्या कितने मार्क्स आते हैं. इंग्लिश ठीक ठाक थी, रीजनिंग भी. आप मैथमेटिक्स के स्टूडेंट हैं तो लॉजिक आपके पास होता ही है. मैथमेटिक्स नथिंग बट लॉजिक इन इटसेल्फ. तो लगता था कि ये जो सब टेस्ट होते हैं, ये MCQ टेस्ट जो हैं, तो these are all cakewalks, you know. That is how I thought when I did my post graduation, completed it. In fact, I had started before I completed my post graduation. तब भी नौकरी की उतनी ही मारामारी थी जितनी आज है. तब भी नौकरियां बहुत कम थी. आज भी नौकरियां कम हैं और कम होती जा रही हैं. तो it's getting tougher day by day. Anyway, तो मैंने जब पहला टेस्ट दिया तो आई कुड नॉट क्वालिफाई इन दैट टेस्ट. सेकंड टेस्ट दिया, वो भी नहीं क्वालिफाई हुआ. उस समय क्या होता था, अलग अलग बैंक सब अपना अपना टेस्ट कंडक्ट किया करते थे. देयर वर 29 नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक्स. सो सब बैंक्स अपना अपना टेस्ट कंडक्ट करते थे जितनी जितनी वैकेंसीज होती थी. तो जब सेकंड टेस्ट भी हमारा नहीं हुआ तो हमने सोचा कि भाई क्या गड़बड़ हो रही है यार. हम तो बड़े ऐसे थे कि इट इज ए केक वॉक. तो चलो कुछ हुआ होगा. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया उस समय मॉक टेस्ट वगैरह की इतनी अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं हुआ करती थी. एंड जैसा होता है एज यूजुअल, आई मीन इफ यू हैव कंप्लीटेड योर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन यू बिकम लिटिल ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट, यू नो. तो हम भी वो थे बड़े तुर्रम खां समझते थे अपने आप को, अरे यार ये टेस्ट, ये कोई टेस्ट है, ये तो कोई भी 12वीं बच्चा पास कर ले, इसको पास कर लेगा। तो एनीवे जब तीसरे में भी नहीं हुआ तो हमने देखा कि हमने कहा भाई देयर इज समथिंग सीरियस, लेट अस एनालाइज इट। मॉक टेस्ट लिया, तब तक चौथा एग्जाम भी निकल गया। मॉक टेस्ट लिया, उसमें एनालाइज किया, तो आउट ऑफ 25 माई स्कोर इन क्वांट वाज ओनली 10। उस दिन समझ में आया कि जो आपका सबसे स्ट्रांग एरिया था, दैट हैज प्रूव्ड टू बी द वीकेस्ट एरिया। फिर उन क्वेश्चंस को जब क्वेश्चन बाय क्वेश्चन देखा तो दो चीजें उसमें समझ में आई। पहली तो ये कि हम क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पूरा पढ़ते थे। आई डिड नॉट रीड द क्वेश्चन इन कंप्लीटली। क्वेश्चन पूरा पढ़ने से पहले ही मालूम है कि वर्क एंड टाइम का क्वेश्चन है, इसको ऐसे करना है, किया और आंसर टिक कर दिया जो भी निकल के आया। अब उसने पूछा है कि ये टाइम टोटल कितना लगा, ए और बी ने मिलके जो काम किया है ना, और हमने जो है कुछ और निकाल दिया। अब जो जब उसमें जो समराइज करता हूं उसको, तो व्हाट आई फाउंड वाज दैट आई फर्स्ट मिस्टेक आई वाज डूइंग वाज दैट आई वाज नॉट रीडिंग द क्वेश्चन कंप्लीटली। क्वेश्चन को पूरा पढ़ने से पहले ही उसका आंसर दे दिया करता था मैं। दूसरा ये पता लगा कि आप जो है, अगर आपको 30 मिनट मिले हैं तो हम उसको 20 मिनट में कर दिया करते थे। स्पीड ज्यादा थी, एक्यूरेसी कम थी। कम नहीं, बहुत कम थी। तो सेकेंड लर्निंग फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ टेकिंग मॉक टेस्ट वाज दैट यू हैव टू एस्टेब्लिश योर इक्विलिब्रियम। आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू हैव टू एस्टेब्लिश इक्विलिब्रियम, आई एम सेइंग you have to establish your equilibrium between speed and accuracy. ये equilibrium हर एक के लिए अलग अलग है। अभिरामी के लिए अलग हो सकता है, राधिका के लिए अलग हो सकता है, चिराग के लिए अलग हो सकता है। कोई किसी की स्पीड बहुत ज्यादा है, एक्यूरेसी बहुत कम है, किसी की एक्यूरेसी बहुत ज्यादा है, स्पीड नहीं है, किसी में दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन है पर परफेक्शन नहीं है। तो वो जो आइडियल कॉम्बिनेशन है वहां तक पहुंचना, स्पीड और एक्यूरेसी का, दैट गारंटीज योर सक्सेस। सो दीज आर द फ्यू टिप्स which I wanted to share with you, and I'll conclude it with your examination day. Examination day is not the D-Day. Examination day is a day like any other day. Take it easy. Take it like any other day. Take it as a day of enjoyment. You are going to learn something new. You are going to see something new. You are going to meet many people. That is why it is a day of enjoyment. Means you have to be absolutely relaxed. Only a relaxed mind thinks logically. This test is nothing but testing of your logical thinking skills. So be totally relaxed. All other things, carry with you your bottle of water, carry with you something to munch, because it is a 2-hour long test. 2 घंटे में ये इसका जो है क्या हो जाता है, इसका गेट्स एग्जॉस्टेड। तो इसको वो चाहिए, पेट्रोल चाहिए, तो अपने पास कीप समथिंग टू मंच, कीप समथिंग टू ड्रिंक, एनीथिंग यू लाइक, कीप योर self totally relaxed. And of course, please visit your center one day in advance if you are local. एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर पर लेट नहीं पहुंचने का कभी। अगर वो आधा घंटा पहले कहता है तो आप 1 घंटा पहले पहुंचिए, क्योंकि वो जो स्ट्रेस होती है, अगर आप एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर ढूंढने में या पहुंचने में लेट हो गए तो वो जो स्ट्रेस है, वो जो बिल्डअप हो जाएगा आपका, वो स्ट्रेस आपकी परफॉर्मेंस को अफेक्ट करता है। Again, this I am sharing out of my personal experience. I have not I will not share with you the personal experience where I faced, which changed my career all together. I will not discuss right now, but this is the summary of everything which I wanted to discuss. मैंने आपसे सब कुछ नहीं बोला, हार्ड वर्क करिए या 10 घंटे पढ़िए या 5 घंटे पढ़िए, स्टडी प्लान बनाइए, जो कुछ करना है, यू आर ऑल इंटेलिजेंट एनफ। कैसे करना है आपको मालूम है, क्या करना है वो मैंने आपको बता दिया, और टेस्ट के लिए क्या करना है, क्या टेक्निक्स होनी चाहिए, कैसे आपको कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी अटेन करनी है, और कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी के लिए यू शुड learn the basics from the best. If you can learn it from your local teacher, from your father, from your mother, from your friend, nothing better than that. If that's not available, then please go to the experts. That is my sane advice to you. Okay? Great. Now, is each one of you ready to, आपका पके तो नहीं मेरी बातें सुनकर? Have you got exhausted? Please let me know. Or should I go to the next one, the next part of quant? चिराग, राधिका, अभिरामी,
Yes, sir.
पक गए या नहीं? Yes.
No,
अभिरामी,
sir.
राधिका, चिराग, should I go ahead or shall I stop here right now?
So you can go ahead.
Okay. So with your permission now, some part of quant of CUCET 2020 that was left out, we will discuss. और उसी डिस्कशन में जैसे मैंने आपसे अभी शेयर किया कि जो बेसिक्स हैं, जो फंडाज हैं क्वांट के अंदर, इस अरिथमेटिक के अंदर, बस वो फंडाज आपको सीखने हैं. ओके, आई एम टेकिंग यू टू माय वन नोट. I think we'll finish it in another half an hour. है ना? Please bear with me. Please bear with me. ये देखिए वही पेपर है जो हम लास्ट टाइम कर रहे थे. It is the same paper. CUCET 2020. This was the actual paper the students faced last year for admission for 18 central universities. This time test will be also on more or less on the same pattern because same syllabus is there. There is no change in syllabus. Okay. So I think I had finished up to 11. So I'll be starting from now, 12th question. Okay. This is a question on partnership, Just 1 minute. Okay. See, there are 3 partners, A, B, and C. They are doing a business, each investing rupees 20,000 rupees. See, so these are the 3 persons.
Sir, paper is not visible on the screen.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me first bring the paper on the screen. Just 1 minute, sir. Let me share it again with you. Is it visible now, friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good. Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. So, it's a question on partnership. It says there are 3 persons, A, B, and C. Just 1 minute. Okay. See, A, B, and C, these are the 3 persons. They are investing 20,000 rupees each. After 5 months, A withdrew this, B withdrew this, C invested this. At the end of the year, a total profit of rupees so much was recorded. Find the share of A. शेयर A का निकालना है, इसको तो राउंड कर लेता हूं ताकि मुझे हमेशा ध्यान रखना, जब भी क्वांट का क्वेश्चन करोगे, जो भी आपको क्वेश्चन में पूछ रहा है, फाइनली क्या पूछ रहा है, उसको मार्क कर लीजिए, सर्कल कर लीजिए, अंडरलाइन कर लीजिए, टिक कर लीजिए, जो आपको सूट करता हो, आपका जो भी सिंबल बनता हो. पर प्लीज डू दैट. इट हेल्प्स यू in not marking wrong answers. क्योंकि यहां पर जब आपको 4 आंसर दिए, इसमें ए का भी शेयर होगा, बी का भी शेयर होगा और सी का भी शेयर होगा। अगर आपने इसको ध्यान से नहीं पढ़ा तो आप इनमें से किसी का भी आंसर टिक कर सकते हैं, तो ये गलती नहीं करने का है। ठीक है, तो ए का शेयर पूछा, मैंने इसको राउंड कर दिया। चलिए, पार्टनरशिप का जब भी क्वेश्चंस होगा, इनमें क्या होता है कि कोई पार्टनर 10 महीने के लिए इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है, कोई 5 महीने के लिए करता है, कोई 12
Sir,
महीने के लिए
sorry to
करता है।
interrupt. Hello.
प्लीज,
Yeah, could you speak English because some of the students are from the south part, so they can't understand Hindi.
आई एम सो सॉरी, I'll definitely go for it. आपने पहले मुझे सजेशन दिया होता, I would not have spoken in Hindi at all. Thank you so much. May I know your name, please? Okay. Now there are 3 partners, A, B, and C. Whenever you will face questions on partnership, you will find out that different partners invest for different periods, different amounts. So whenever you have to find the total investments made, you please make it in months. Means investments made. Now please see how I'm going to do it. A, B, and C started a business so much. After 5 months, A withdrew this one. 5 महीने तक देखिए सबका पैसा, I mean, each one of the investment of each one of them was of the same amount for first 5 months. So I multiply this amount by 5. So what I get is investment of each one of them for the first 1 month is 1 lakh rupees. You need not do all these calculations which I am doing. You can keep it in your mind. You need not write all these so many zeros. You don't have that time for all this. But just to demonstrate you, I am writing these things here on the whiteboard. After 5 months, A withdrew rupees 5,000. So that means for 7 months, his investment was 15,000 rupees. So that comes to 1,05,000 rupees. I am again writing it and repeating for you. You need not write it the way I am writing. Please use your mental arithmetic. How about B? You can straight come to this figure straight. B withdrew 4,000. So for 7 months, his investment was 16,000 rupees. So 16 into 7, it is 1,12,000. So it is 2,12,000. And C invests rupees 6,000 more. So C's investment was 26,000 rupees. 26 into 7 is 182, and that becomes 28. Am I right? 26 into 7. Yes, that's correct. So this is the total in thousands. At the end of the year, total profit of rupees so much was recorded. Find the share of A. So what is the ratio in which the profits are divided? Please remember, in partnerships, profits are divided unless and until otherwise stated. This is important. Sharing may be on a different basis also, but unless and until otherwise stated, in partnership, the sharing of profits is in the ratio of the investments. And the investments that you have to calculate is to be done on the basis of months. So this is the ratio. He is asking for share of A. So share of A will be nothing but 205 divided by total of all this. This will be 2, 2, 4 plus 5, 9, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 8, 10, 3. Am I right? $282. Yes. And the total investment is 69,900. Okay. So, I hope I have not made a mistake. It is 16,000 or 16. Yes. She invested 26 into, after 5 months, again 7, yes, 26, 470. Yes, that is a mistake I have done. I knew I made some mistake. It is 699. Because the answer is in full rupees. So this goes it by 100 and this is the answer you get. 20,500 rupees. Am I right? So this is how the questions of partnerships are to be done. Okay. Let's go to the next one. A sum of rupees 312 was divided among 100 boys and girls in such a way that each boy gets rupees 360 and each girls get rupees 2 paisa 40. The numbers of girls are how many? So total you know. You have to find number of girls. X assume kar lete hain. Simple. Mathematics is so simple, you know. Whatever is to be found out, assume it to be X. And if it's more than one quantity that is to be found out, assume them to be X and Y. So boys and girls are total 100. So how many boys? If the girls are X, then the out of 100, you subtract X. So many boys. How much a boy gets? Each boy gets rupees 360. Okay, into 360. I think it should be 3.
Sir, I think it will be 3.60.
3.60. There is a mistake. Yes, it is a mistake. I am also feeling because otherwise, if that's 360, how it can be 312? It is a mistake, you know, 3.60. 1 minute. Question number 30. Okay. So plus girls, how many? X. How much to each girl? X.40. And this is the total amount. This is equal to 312. This is a simple arithmetic which you will calculate. You will get the answer. Do you want me to do it? I think you can do it. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it. Simple arithmetic. Simply solving a linear equation in one variable. There is a 10% loss if a watch is sold for so much. At what price should it be sold to make a profit of 15%? Simple question on profit and loss. Please remember, whenever you face a question of profit and loss, please remember loss or profit is on CP. Profit oblique loss is on CP. This is the foundation of all questions of profit and loss. आपको profit, whenever you have to find profit or loss or cost price or selling price, whatever type of question it may be, you have to find out your cost price. If it is given, well and good. If it is not given, you have to find it. And the formula for finding out cost price is selling price is equal to cost price plus minus loss. I'm sorry, it should be plus minus profit oblique loss. If there is profit, you will add to cost price. If there is a loss, you will subtract it from the cost price. You will get the selling price. So something, either this will be given. Now these are three things: SP, CP, and profit. Let us forget it for some time, last part. Any of the two things will be given. You can always find out the third thing. Let's do this. There is a 10% loss if a watch is sold for 1440. Selling price is given. Okay. Loss is also given. What is the loss? 10%. It is not given in amount. Please remember two things. One is loss in terms of percentage, and one is loss in terms of amount. Mind you, percentage is not a figure. You can convert percentage into a figure, but In itself, percentage is not a figure, it is not an amount. So there is a hell of a difference between the two, between percent. Okay, so this is not given to me. This is not given to me. Okay. So there are two ways. If either I found this, now if I have to find this, I must know the cost price, because I told you profit and loss is on cost price. It is never on the selling price. So what you do? Again, there are two ways of handling this problem. One is you assume the cost price. Now the usual mathematics that we were learning in our 10th class was that we assumed cost price to be 100. You can solve this question and find the cost price by assuming cost price to be 100, but that is going to take more time in your calculations. So what we do, whenever there are questions of percentage, we always assume cost price to be 100 rupees. With that, your calculations will become smart. See how. If I assume cost price equal to 100, it is assumption, mind you. So we always write assume. And if there is a loss of 10%, then what will be selling price? 100. 10 rupees is the loss, selling price is equal to 100. Okay, but the actual selling price is given to me. So based on this, I'll find now the actual cost price. How do I do it? I follow the rule of unity. What does rule of unity say? If the cost price is 90, then if the selling price is 90, then cost price is equal to 100. And if the selling price is 1440, then I have to find what is cost price. You follow the rule of unity. If cost price is 1, then the cost price is this. And if it is 1440, it is this much. And this I get 16, and this comes to 1600. So my cost price comes to 1600. Okay. Now, at what price should it be sold to make a profit of 15%? Now, 15% profit is to be calculated on this. Again, find out 15% of it. There is one method, you multiply it by 15 by 100, you get it. But to do calculation faster, what I always advise to student is that calculate it 10%. What would be the 10% of this profit? 160. Okay? And 5% more, 5% means half of it, that is 80. So your profit will be 240. So 240 is your profit, 1600 is your cost price. He says at what price should it sell? That means he wants to know the selling price. You add up the two, this one, and you get your answer as D. Is it clear, students? Simple. You have to save time. Okay? So whenever you have to calculate percentages, please follow this rule of finding in terms of 10%. For example, he says the profit is 25%. So what you will do, 25% in terms of fraction is nothing but 1/4. इसको सिंपली जो भी आपकी फिगर है उसको 1/4 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, आपका प्रॉफिट या लॉस जो भी आ जाएगा. Suppose it is 66 and 2/3%. This figure is nothing but equal to 2/3. Or if it is 33 and 1/3%, this figure is nothing but this is equal to 1/3. So these few percentages, please remember, they will help you in solving your calculations little faster. Okay. Okay. Next one is quite interesting. It was compulsory to get 36% in a paper for Manoj to pass it. He only got 24% marks and failed by 9 marks. The total marks of the paper were how much? Yes, sir. Who will tell me how to attempt it? Yes, dear friends. To pass the examination, he needed 36% marks. Yes, sir. क्या पूछ रहा है? What is he asking? What is the total percentage? What is the total marks of the paper? Am I right? Total marks of the paper he is asking. Very simple rule in mathematics. Whatever you have to find, please assume it to be X. In questions of percentages, it is very convenient to assume it 100 rupees, because percentages questions, if you assume 100, you get the amounts very fast. But in such questions, you have to assume marks to be X. So, okay, now you have to, once you assume X, everything will be simple. He only gets 24% marks. So, X is the total marks. How many marks he got? 24% of X. 24% of X. And mind you, students, if you have to convert a figure of percentage into a number, if you have to convert percentage into number, divided by 100. So 24% of X is nothing but 24 by 100 into X. These many marks he got. How many marks were less than the pass percentage? 9. Suppose I add 9 to it. So had he got these many marks, he would have passed. Okay. And these marks are nothing but 36%. The pass percentage is 30%. So if pass marks is 36%, this is marks. So on the right hand side also I should have marks. So 36% of X is equal to this. We can solve this equation. See, this will be 24x, this will be 36x. Okay, so when I transfer this figure here, it will become 12x on the right hand side, and this will become 900. Taking LCM as 900, this will become this. So 12x is equal to 900, so x is equal to 75. That is your answer. Is it clear to you? If anyone does not understand, you can please point out. I will repeat the answer. Shall I move further?
Yes, sir.
Good. Girdhar spends 50% of his monthly income household. Out of the remaining, this is very important. He does not say the remaining. Out of the remaining, he spends 50% on transport, 25% this, 10%, and saves the remaining amount. So what is this? 900 rupees is his savings. This is in terms of rupees. Now let us find in terms of percentages or in terms of fraction. परसेंटेज तो अपने आप में मैंने बोला आपको कोई नंबर नहीं होता, सो परसेंटेज को नंबर्स में चेंज कर लेते हैं. कैसे चेंज करेंगे? देखिए, हम उसकी मान लेते हैं इनकम 1 रुपी है. ऑलवेज इन सच क्वेश्चंस यू एज्यूम 1 रुपी टू बी हिज इनकम. इफ हिज इनकम इज 1 रुपी, he spends 50% on household, means 1/2 rupees he has spent on household. And out of the remaining कितना रह गया? 1 minus 1/2, that is equal to 1/2. Out of 1/2, he spends 50% on transport. So what is 1/2 of 50%? That means half of half. That is 1/4. On transport, 25% किसका? 1/2 का. So 1/2 का 25% means 1/4. That is 1/4 of 1/2. This is 1/8. Then he says 10% of transport. So 1/2 remaining है ना? This remaining is 1/2. So 10% of 1/2 is 1/20. This much he is spending. This much he has spent on household items. Am I right? But was his this is his total spending. And what was his total income? 1 rupee. And from 1 rupee, if I deduct his expenditure, I get his savings, which are given to me equal to 900 rupees. If I solve it, 40 will be your LCM, but I'll get here is 40 minus 20 minus 10 minus 5 minus 2. So this is equal to 900, and this will become 20, 30, 30, 35 plus 2. 30, 1 minute, 40. So this will be 3 by 40. Am I right? 30, 35, 37. Yes. So 3 by 40 is equal to 90. In fact, this is what is savings. And what is his income? He is asking what is his income. Income is how much? 1. So if 3 by 40 is equal to 90, what is 1 equal to? Again, rule of unity. This will be 40 by 3. And this will become 300 into 40. This will be 12,000 rupees. Is it clear to you? Oh, I'm sorry. Please wait. Why is it? Slow. Okay. A man set on a journey. He traveled for a total of 16 hours. This is a very simple question of speed, time, and distance. Total 16 hours he has traveled. First half of the distance at a speed of 40 kilometers an hour. First half of the distance. Whenever you will face questions of speed, time, and distance, please always draw a simple figure that will help you. It will help you a lot in figures of speed, time, and distance. Questions of. So this is first half of the distance. This distance he has covered at speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, and this distance he has covered in the speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Okay. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So the question is that first half of the distance, right? Let the total distance be 2x. Why I am taking 2x? It will help me in doing the calculations fast. Otherwise, you will have to, if I take x, then distance will be x by 2. So let us, for convenience, take distance as 2x instead of x. So first half means x kilometer. X kilometer he has covered it at speed of this. And you know, please remember, in all questions of speed, distance, and time, you have to remember only one formula, and that is speed is equal to distance upon time. And from here, now, if he asks speed, use this formula. If he asks time, then you can convert it into speed over distance. If you ask distance, then it will become speed into time. So one formula in 3 different ways, you can calculate 3 different things. So the first, first distance of x kilometers, if he travels by 40 kilometers, he takes this much time. And the next x kilometer distance, he covers at the speed of 60, he takes this much time. So the total time taken by him is equal to 16 hours. Okay, let us solve it. It will become, I always do like this, whenever you have such things, simply multiply each other. So it will become 100x upon 40 into 60 equal to 16. This and this goes with this. So x becomes 6 into 4, 24 into 16. Okay. And how much distance did he cover? Distance covered is 2x. So I want to find 2x multiplied by 2. And that gives your answer. This will be 48 into 16. And this will be 16 8s are 128. 64 plus 10. 768 is here. Is it clear to you? And as I said, drawing a figure in questions of speed, time, and distance will help you to tackle the question and solve the question. The clarity comes to you once you draw the figure. Okay? Otherwise, you grope in the dark. A train of 100-meter length crosses a pole in 10 seconds. What is the speed of the train? Again, the funda in questions of train is that if this is a train, this is the engine, this is the guard last compartment. Now the questions are of different kinds. It can be a pole, it can be a tunnel, it can be this bridge. Instead of a pole, it can be a person. Okay. If it is a person, we assume that the person is here. Okay. Where your engine is there, where your engine is there. Just 1 minute. बाद में बात करेंगे. Okay. Now, if the train has to cross this person, what does it mean? That means the train will come here, engine will be here, and the guard room will be here. Then we say the train has crossed the person. So if I ask you how much distance the train has covered, the distance covered by the train is nothing but the length of the train. In crossing a pole is equal to length of train. I'm not solving this question. Okay, I'll solve it. There is one more learning thing here. Okay, let me first solve it, then I'll tell you about these two things also. So what is the distance covered? Distance covered is 100 meters. Okay. What is the speed of the train? Let me write the formula. Speed is equal to distance over time. Mind you, this is interesting. There is a learning point here. See that distance covered is in meters, the time taken is in seconds, and the answer is of speed is in kilometers per hour. यहां से जो आपका आंसर आएगा वो क्या आएगा? This will come, this is meter, this is second, this will come as 10 meters per second. Am I right? 10 meters per second. Now, you have to convert this into kilometers per hour. Please remember another simple formula that if you have to convert speed of kilometer per hour into meters per second, you multiply by 5/18. यानी कि I'll elaborate it like this. You will multiply it by 5/18, then you will get speed in meters per second. और अगर मीटर्स पर सेकंड में दे रखी है और किलोमीटर्स में निकालनी है, तो आप क्या करते हैं? मीटर पर सेकंड की स्पीड को 18/5 करेंगे तो आपकी स्पीड किलोमीटर पर आवर में आ जाएगी. दिस इज द फ्रैक्शन यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. ठीक है. और रिमेंबर करने का तरीका क्या है? बड़े यूनिट को छोटे यूनिट में कन्वर्ट करना. ये छोटा यूनिट है, देखिए किलोमीटर बड़ा है, तो मल्टीप्लाई बाय 5/18. छोटे, smaller unit, if you have to convert the smaller unit into a larger unit, then you have to multiply by 18/5. ठीक है, उल्टा चलता है, लार्जर को स्मॉलर में करना है तो फ्रैक्शन कम है, स्मॉलर को लार्जर में करना है तो फ्रैक्शन लार्जर है, रिवर्स करके। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, इसको 18/5 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगा 10 को, that will give me my speed that comes to 36 किलोमीटर। इसमें एक और लर्निंग पॉइंट है, लर्निंग पॉइंट ये है कि अगर टनल या ब्रिज, देखिए एक और फिगर बना रहा हूं, ये ट्रेन है, ये आपका इंजन है, ये आपका गार्ड है, और ये आपका एक रिवर है नीचे, और इसके ऊपर एक ब्रिज बना हुआ है, ठीक है, यहां पर ब्रिज बना हुआ है, दिस इज द ब्रिज। The questions asked are of this type: how much time it will take for the train to cross this bridge? So in such, or a tunnel, it can be a tunnel also if you have to go underground. Then the simple thing that you have to learn is, if the train has to cross this bridge, then it has to travel this much distance plus its own length. Am I right? क्योंकि जब तक ये गार्ड कंपार्टमेंट यहां पर नहीं आ जाता और ट्रेन यहां पर नहीं आ जाती, तब तक ये क्रॉस नहीं करेगी इसको। सो इन सच क्वेश्चंस द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड इज लेंथ ऑफ द ट्रेन प्लस द लेंथ ऑफ द ब्रिज और लेंथ ऑफ द टनल। सिंपल थिंग यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड। Rani's current age is 3 times that of her daughter. What will be Mary's age 5 years from now? ये जब भी क्वेश्चन आएंगे, देखिए एज, when you will face these questions of age, in all questions of age you will start with present age. There will be age 5 years before, or age 10 years hence, or 10 years after. But in all questions if you have to assume, you have to assume the present age. So let us now learn the question. Context I have made clear to you. There are two things, one mother and one daughter, Rani and Mary. Okay. He's asking Mary's age. Mary's age 5 years from now. मतलब जो उसकी present age है, after 5 years thereafter उसकी age पूछ रहा है, तो present age निकाल लेते हैं, 5 years after, so you can calculate immediately. So I say let Mary's present age be equal to X years. Okay. Okay. Now there is one more clue here, and I mean to tackle it. Now he is giving a statement: Mary's current age is 3 times that of her daughter. तो what I do, मैं उसकी डॉटर की एज मान लेता हूं. I assume Mary is the daughter ना? हाँ, Mary. I assume Mary's present age to be X, not Rani's. I assume Mary's present age to be X. Then what is Rani's current age? 3 times that of her daughter. So Rani's current age is 3 times X. Now there is a second step. 4 years ago, what will be age of Mary? This much. What will be age of Rani? This much. Rani's age was 4 times, यानी कि this was 4 times that of her daughter. Daughter की एज ये है. Simple linear equation in one variable x. We will solve it. इससे क्या मिलेगा मुझे? I'll get x. What is x? Mary's age. निकाल लेते हैं x क्या है. 4x minus 3x. This will become equal to x. 4 minus 4, 16. It comes here plus 16 minus 1. Mary's age is 12 years. Okay, but he's not asking what is Mary's present age. He's asking what will be Mary's age 5 years from now. So 5 years from now means if she is 12, 5 years from now she will be 17 years. Is it clear, children? Please don't leave questions of age. They are very, very simple questions. You have to simply form one linear equation and you immediately get the answer. In a bag, there are certain number of balls with alphabet A, B, C, D written on them. Ratio of the balls is given with the number. Okay, this is very interesting. Let me tell you basic funda. Ratios are not actual numbers. Please remember this. Ratios are not actual numbers. If the number of balls are in the ratio 4, 7, 3, 1, that means the actual balls are not 4 and 7 and 3 and 1. They can be 16, 28, 12 and 4. They can be 12, 21, 9 or 3. I mean, there is some multiple of these numbers which gives you the actual number of balls. So whenever such questions come of ratio and you have to convert it into actual, please multiply each of the numbers in the ratio by k. So I say the number of balls with these 3 persons or with these 4 persons are this much. Always in questions of ratio, you can assume x also, but sometimes x and the number which you get here may clash. So in all questions of ratios, we multiply the numbers by k. So I say the number of actual balls are 4k, 7k, 3k and k. Okay. Now the question will become very simple. Let us see what is the next statement. If the number of A balls are this, is 50 more than the number of C balls. Number of C balls kya hai? Ye. So it says A balls means 4K is 50 more than the C balls. C balls are 3K. Am I right? If you add 50 to the number of C balls, which are 3K, that equals the number of A balls. From here, you get K is equal to 50. What is the number of B balls? B balls are here. So 50 into 7, that gives your answer 350. Students, is it clear? He says, okay, let's find the speed from here. So what will be speed? Speed will be distance over time. That comes to 90. That comes to 90 kilometers per hour. Now he says the same distance. Distance is same, but it has to be covered in 3/2 of the previous time. Previous time was 6 hours. What is 3/2 of the previous time? Multiply it by 3/2. It gives you 9 hours. So the same journey of 540 kilometers, now he wants to cover in 9 hours. And he wants, what will be the speed? Simple. Speed over time, that will give you speed 60 kilometers per hour. That is your answer. See, questions that are there in the test, they are not difficult. They are common sense. As I earlier said, you simply need to have strong fundas. You should have clarity over the basics of each topic. This question is bit challenging. This is a question of mixtures, allegations and mixtures. See, there is sugar and there is water. 75 gram of a sugar solution has 30% sugar in it. So 30% sugar है, अब तो 70% water है. और total solution की quantity दे रखी है 75 ग्राम, तो इसमें शुगर कितनी आ जाएगी? 30% of this, it is 22.5 और 75 में से ये लेस कर दूंगा तो मेरे पास ये आ जाएगा वाटर. Am I right? No, it is 52.5 because the total is 75. Okay. The quantity of sugar that should be added to the solution to make the quantity of the sugar 70% in the solution is this much. शुगर का कंटेंट बढ़ाना है. शुगर का कंटेंट वो कहता है जो नेक्स्ट सॉल्यूशन होगा. इसमें क्या था देखिए, इसमें ये 30% था और इसमें 70%. अब जो नेक्स्ट मिक्सचर चाहता है वो चाहता है, he wants this should be 70% and this should be 30%. Am I right? Am I right? Now see, what you have to add? You have to add sugar. He is not adding any water in it. So he is asking how much sugar should be added here so that the ratio of the mixture changes. Am I right? Very simple. Water remains same. So 30% of water. देखिए ये actual quantity है, ये percentage है, ये quantity है, ये percentage है, and these two are same because water is not going to change. Water is going to remain the same. So 30% is equal to 52.5 grams. Am I right? Water is remaining the same. Addition क्या है? Sugar का. यहाँ पर addition हो रहा है, यहाँ कुछ addition नहीं हो रहा. और mixture ratios have changed. Instead of 30-70, it is 70-30. So that means 30% of water is equal to 52.5 gram. And I want 70% is equal to what? This will be equal to 52.50 upon 30 into 70. This will become this. 52.5 will come, okay, 17.5. And if I multiply this by this, this will come how much? 7 5s are 35.